John Ordenfall spent his childhood on his family's farm, just south of the Duvet Forest. His parents, Derlin and Macy, had raised him well, teaching him what he needed to know to one day take over. Financially, they did quite well for themselves, carting their crops to nearby towns and cities for sale, although the frigid weather that often surrounded their home did not make it an easy life. As is the case with most youngins living the farm life, John eventually sought to see what else the world had to offer, and so he left in search of what opportunities the neighboring city had for him. It wasn't long before he realized the city life was not his to live. The boy who left, though, had become a man, and the man had met a woman, a blacksmith's daughter by the name of Cerithia. They fell for each other quick, and before they knew it, their love blossomed into a marriage and a son. The son they named Derlin, after John's father. John eventually returned home to his parents' farm with his family, where they made a life for themselves, a new life for his wife and son, but one all too familiar to John. They were happy. That is, until the day vile creatures from beyond the veil made their way into their home. After being driven from his homeland by the insatiable undead that now plague it, John seeks out those brave enough to aid him in cleansing his land of the foul fate that befell him and his family, and exacting the vengeance he so eagerly thirsts for.
As a child, Celeste Highcrest would never have dreamed of leaving the sheltered life of luxury she had become accustomed to. Born to two noble parents in a land far beyond the Vale, Celeste's childhood had been fraught with expectation. Her father, High Archivist Saran Highcrest, had set high standards for his two children, and the elder of those two elves, Celeste's sister Cressida, had surpassed all of them. Cressida had found her talents at an early age, her nose buried in books, and magic coming to her as easy as breathing. Celeste, however, had struggled in the shadow of her sister's success for as long as she could remember, never quite meeting the expectations of her father, and always the object of his disappointed glances. When the two elves came of age, they sat the entrance exam to join their father at the sanctum, to become mentored under his tutelage and scribe ancient texts in the archives. Cressida, to no one's surprise, had passed the exam with overwhelming success. Celeste, on the other hand, held true to her long-standing tradition of always being second best. It was rare that one should ever choose to leave their homeland, but never being able to escape the constant overshadowing from her sister, Celeste had decided it was finally time to break free of this tradition. For here, she would always be Cressida's sister, never her own person. But if she were to leave, perhaps she could finally forge her own path. She found her way to the dimension door, stepping through for the first time and finding herself in a land strangely familiar, yet unlike anything she had ever experienced. She boarded the first ship she came across, bound for the kingdom of Quell, and spent years travelling these oceans between continents, desperate to find something worthy enough to bring home as tribute to her family. Until one day, the news found her. The door that she had stepped through to enter this plane had vanished, along with every other door that could lead her home. Now stuck, seemingly an entire universe between her and her homeland, Celeste is searching for answers, and some miracle that could lead her home again.
A young half-elf, Tam Cawthon grew up working the land with his father and learning herblore and healing from his elven mother. After a horrible childhood accident, he swore he would avoid violence, unless he had no other choice. When the war came, like every Cawthon for generations before him, Tam enlisted to fight for his king. During the bloody battle for King's Helm, Tam's selfless efforts to heal his friends caught the eye of the celestial Aethia, and she became his patron, giving him the gift of celestial healing. His courage in battle did not prevent him from drawing the ire of his superiors. His compassion was blind, and he would heal all in need, even the enemy. After the end of the war, Tam worked as a healer in the villages outside Crackvolm, hoping to save enough money to gain entry to the Healers Guild. After a series of unfortunate events, Tam finds himself in debt to a very wealthy and very criminal cartel boss. Pinned between his compassion and his new master, Tam tries to make the best of his situation, dreaming of a day where he can live his life in freedom.
Ingwe grew up in an exclusive, reclusive community of druids. His elders, ancient and wise, one of the greatest, his mother, was a great storyteller, and he grew up sharing their stories. While the community has very strict rules and customs and routines, each member is encouraged once in a lifetime to travel out into the world and experience the trials and tribulations, bring back their challenges to share and to tell the story of the world.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Monsters and Mayhem. I guess it should be called episode 5.5, but we'll just call it 6. It'll be an extra one this time because Tam wasn't there. I just want to say that we have a giveaway going still, and it's still gonna go until the end of October, I believe. And all the details for that is in our Discord channel. And you can follow some of the links below or in the chat, and it will take you to a wonderful Discord where you can join a whole bunch of other amazing people who also follow the show.
Shout out to all the people on the Discord.
There you go. And my name is Tom. I'm the producer and dungeon master of Monsters and Mayhem, and if you have more dice than body parts, then you come to the right place. So, because there's only 2 of us today that you know of, I will do a very brief recap for you because you might not necessarily remember what happened 2 weeks ago. You did a bit of investigation into a lot of different things, and you found out that after fighting those zombies, you realized that there was a outbreak of some sort back in Broken Bridge where you came from. And you decided that you wanted all to go back and see if it was because of you or if it was something that you could fix. You specifically had picked to go back because you thought that it might be something that you could actually help with. Unfortunately, because of time constraints that you couldn't be here last time, what happened was that in the morning after waking up from a long rest, a rider approached and handed you a letter from a certain individual that you also work for, known as Cillian. The letter itself was addressed to you by Laurent, who is Cillian's second in command, and it simply said, "Your aid is needed. Travel to Curataro immediately, alone, and a drawing of a needle and thread."
Okay.
That's all that the message said, but you were under the impression that this may or may not be very important to the other individual you're working for. The last thing that happened before you went to bed the night before was that Sonas kind of hinted that he may or may not know Celeste's family.
Yeah, it was a pretty big what do you call it? Like a bombshell.
Indeed. But
Yeah.
after a little bit of conversation with your associates, you packed up the tent, gave them the tent, and you traveled on your own towards Curataro. And that's where we'll begin. You on foot, traveling towards a bigger city that you haven't really been at before, but you heard good things, unknowing of what actually awaits you in the distance.
Okay, so you said that I was on foot.
Yes.
So do I have an idea of how far, like how long I'm going to have to be walking for?
You'll probably arrive halfway through the day.
So it's about a half a day's walk from where we were.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not too far from where you are there.
Okay.
And if you catch a ride with someone, for instance, or try to, maybe that could even be faster. But from where you are now, it would take you half a day to walk to where you're going.
Okay. Yeah. And do I have the name of a contact that I'm going to need to speak to when I get to Curacao?
Nope. You only have the information in the letter of a drawing of a needle and thread.
Just a needle and thread, nothing else.
Nope.
Okay. Needle and thread. Now, does that symbol, the needle and the thread, mean anything to me at all?
No.
I've never seen anything like that before.
No, it's not been used. You normally don't communicate much in code.
Yeah.
You usually just explain what's going on because you're not that much part of the illegal part that they normally have an issue telling you things.
Yep. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wing it. I'm gonna go to Curacao and just see what happens.
Right.
I think as I'm approaching the city, I guess I don't want to look like fearful. I don't want to look like sort of creep up or anything.
Nope.
But I'm definitely wanting to keep an eye out just in case, somebody's waiting or there are like a garrison at the gate or something like that. So
Yep.
I'm not just going to charge in, but I'm kind of going to look like I'm just casual, whistling,
Yep.
I'm nothing to see here,
Yep. As you arrive, you see that this is indeed an actual city, not so much the villages as the ones that you've been in the last few days. There is stationed guards there, and there is a garrison there for the guards. It's not uncommon for a city this size to have that, and seems like an ordinary city with a lot of trade and a lot of people going back and forth and such. And no one gets stopped by the gates, and no one's getting checked for like papers or why they're there. It's just a place that people go to, and it seems like the guards are there to pretty much just keep the peace. It's not like a overflow of guards as you see it, but you arrive at your destination.
Just before I get to the gates, I have disguised self.
Yep.
Like what is it called? The Mask of Many Faces.
Yep.
As one of my Eldritch invocations.
Yep.
So I'm going to disguise my appearance. I will be similarly sized. I'll be human rather than a half elf. I'll have I will. Does it look like there are like a particular like clothing that's sort of people are going in? I want to sort of have something that kind of blends in, I guess. The clothing type, or is it all kind of farmers going in there, or
It's like it's a mixture between farmers and workers. The general style in this region is that it's a little bit Spanish inspired because it is a little bit of a hotter area. But it's not like there's a specific uniform or anything that stands out to you as that's just what you wear here. It seems
okay.
it's
So
more
I
like,
guess
yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to be. I definitely don't want to have rich clothing on.
No.
Very common, black hair, brown eyes, and I'll definitely not look anything like Tam at all.
Okay.
as I approach through the gates. I'm just going to walk through.
That's fair. You walk straight through, and there's no image, no issue. No one seems to have any issues with your appearance, your image. And you walk through, and you can see there's places where there's pigs getting kept on the inside of the walls and such. It's mostly paved in here, which is also a little uncommon compared to what you just been through over the last few days.
Yep.
But it is a bigger city. As you arrive, you also hear the sound of wagons approaching behind you.
Okay.
As you take a look behind you, you see 3 wagons of town's guard appearing. And in front of one of the carts, you see a blonde man wearing the golden gauntlet outfit in white and gold, as Logan drives past with 3 wagons full of guards. And they all start dropping out of the wagons, and they start assembling into a regimental kind of style, and he starts giving them orders and start giving them different direction that you should go in and such, and you can hear that it seems like they're looking for something. But he obviously does not recognize you.
Okay, so do they seem like they're being sent to different parts of the city?
Yes.
Okay, and so they look like they're looking for something. There's 3 wagon loads full of men. Logan's there. And does he seem to be on friendly terms with the local guard?
He seems to be. It's kind of like a situation like when the FBI shows up to a normal police situation. He's screw you, because his status right now as being part of the Golden Gauntlet is literally that he can tell any town's guard what to do, and they just have to do it. That's part of his assignment. So
it's like the FBI.
It's literally the FBI showing up and say,
"Okay,
for me now."
I think I'd like to keep an eye on Logan, actually. I think I'd like to stay... Is there a maybe a food cart or a tavern or something where I can go and look, like, to still see Logan, like within sight of this place?
Yeah, he seems to stay where he is, in front of almost the exit, or what you want to call it. With some of the general town's guard, he seems to be staying there talking to some of the others. And you notice that there is 2 more. There's 3 more of the Golden Gauntlets, who's also there, directing everyone to go different places and such. And they're having a bit of a conversation. You can sit at the outside table of the inn. There is one not so far away. So you can sit down there and have a drink and pretend like you belong if you wanted to kind of try to eavesdrop a little bit.
Yep, I want to do that.
Right. So make a stealth check. Because you're trying to do it stealthily.
Natural 20, first roll, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if you only knew what the others rolled over the few last time. You get a pretty good gist of this. It seems like they're looking for a group of individuals who have broken into a jeweler's shop. And in the process of breaking into this jeweler's shop, they have gravely injured the owner. They have stolen a whole bunch of jewels and like necklaces and earrings and such like that. All kind of jewelry kind of stuff. And he was very injured, so he's actually not doing so great. They also killed 3 townsguard in the process, and they themselves were heavily injured. They escaped from the fight, but they are still believed to be hiding in the city. So they have closed the exits to the city, looking for these individuals, going house by house, trying to find them.
Right. I have a sneaky suspicion that I might be here to clean up the bad guys. That's great to hear. Okay, alright. I'm gonna have to find them. Needle and thread. Could be a tailor. Could be like a tailor, somebody who sews clothing. I'll try that first. Can I call over the wait staff and ask them?
Yeah, there's a young man working there. He's probably around 15.
Yep.
A little human. Hey, what can I help you with?
Oh, hi. I've just arrived in town, and as you can see, my clothing is very worn, and I'm actually wanting to sharpen up a little.
Oh, yeah, it's not too shabby though. It looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, it's okay. But I have a special engagement in mind, and
You're getting engaged. That's amazing.
not exactly. Maybe somewhere down the track, but I have something of a need for something a little nicer, and perhaps something tailored, something made for me to fit.
Right.
Is
Okay.
there a tailor in this part of the city?
Oh, yeah, there's, well, let me think. Yeah, I think there is one a little further down. I think it's just called the Tailors. I don't think it has any fancy name at the moment.
Okay.
It's run by Minerva.
A tailor run
Yeah.
by Minerva.
Yeah, she's an old nice lady. She's really
Nice old
she's
lady.
really
Oh,
nice.
fantastic.
Yeah. She always
She
praise me for the soup when I make the soup.
She likes the soup.
She likes the soup, yeah.
Fantastic. Nice old lady. Excellent. Do you think you could point me in the direction so when I finish my drink I can head down there?
Oh yeah, sure. And it's down that street right there, and then you turn on Rose Street, and you go down Emerald Street, and then it's pretty much halfway through.
Wonderful. And is there a perhaps I'm probably asking too much here, but do you think there's a sign or something on the door that I might keep an eye out for as I'm making my way down Emerald Street?
Oh yeah, you will see it. There's a sign on the door. There's a sign above it as well. It's a little run down, but it's good.
Fantastic. Well, look, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Helmut.
Helmut. Oh, thank you very much, Helmut.
Nice.
My name is Matt.
Right. Nice to meet you, Matt.
It's a pleasure to meet you too, Helmut. Thank you very much. Hopefully I can find what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm sure that you can. She's pretty good as far as I've heard. I mean, I don't really have a lot of money to buy fancy outfits, but I've heard that she's pretty thorough.
Well, I recommend once in your life to try to purchase a tailored, at least a tailored shirt. It's nothing quite like it. It makes you looks very, very well presented.
Right. Maybe one day
One day.
when I, get rich.
Here you go, buddy. And I'll flick him a silver.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. I think this is the first tip I ever had.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you very much, Helmut.
Thank you.
Okay, so Helmut. Minerva. Nice old lady, I'm sure. Okay. Well, I will. I'll finish my drink casually, like I'm not, sculling it or anything and running out the door. I'll finish my drink, and I'll make my way down that street, down Rose Street, and then into Emerald Street, keeping my eye out for the sign.
It's not too hard
Yeah.
to see when you get there. It is a tailor. It has a image of needle and thread and all that kind of normal stuff on the tail sign outside. The windows look to be like there is curtains in front of the window, so you can't really see in. But there is a door, and it does look like they are open.
Is there any open entrance? Like, are any of the windows actually open, even though there's curtains there?
No, they're all closed.
And is the door open or closed?
It is closed, but there's a sign that says open in the window.
Can I? Is this building the tailor shop? Is it freestanding or is it like attached to other buildings? Is it a single building by itself or is it?
It's a single building by itself.
Okay, so what I'm wanting to do is see if I can get Sonus to sneak in and have a look around before I go in there.
Right.
I think I might try and send him to do a lap quickly. Is there another shop, like across the street or next to it or something? Is there another merchant somewhere?
Most of these in this specific area looks like it's entrances to people's houses.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much a trade quarter. Get the feeling that this specific one has been here for a long time, but it doesn't seem like it's an area that's very good for commerce in general. Because there's a lot of travel through it, but not a lot of other stores, so people wouldn't go there unless you specifically want to go to get a tailor. So it's not easy to get people to come in to have a look, for instance, because they wouldn't really go that area.
That's okay. I think I'll walk past the tailor.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, 500 meters past.
Mm-hmm.
No, not quite that much, because I don't think... maybe like 100 meters past, 200 meters past. And I'm going to whisper to Sonos.
Yeah.
Sonos, are you here? Don't show yourself. Just let me know if you're here.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Sonos. By the way, thank you for dropping that bombshell yesterday.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure. We'll have to talk about that later. Yeah. Yeah, or maybe not. No, we will. I have a bit of a reconnaissance mission for you.
Right. That sounds cool.
We need to go to a tailor shop. We've been
Right.
sent to the tailor. I have some reason to suspect that it's Vasilian and some of his nefarious friends. We have to go and heal somebody.
Right.
Somebody who's perhaps done something untoward.
We just burn it down.
We could. I'm not sure that would work out well for me in particular.
Oh.
However, before I go in, I'd love it if...
Wait, are you a bad guy? Are you one of the bad guys?
Absolutely not.
Why are you working for the bad guy?
I owe him a debt.
Ooh.
Yes, and
Okay.
until I have paid that debt,
Right.
I'm beholden, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I have a great idea, though. I am going to climb up on the roof, and I'm going to just slowly get down on a rope, and I'm just going to slowly, like, float down towards the bottom. Like, all those stories you heard, you know? Like,
Okay.
like dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I admire your enthusiasm, Sonus.
I feel like that's a no.
No, it's a soft no, perhaps. It's not a hard no. I do want you to be circumspect. However, we both know that you can be invisible, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So perhaps, and you can fly.
Yes, I can fly too.
Yes. So perhaps a rope is slightly unnecessary.
Oh, it just looks so cool in the stories.
I know exactly, Sonus, but nobody's going to see you because you're going to be invisible, yes? Yes, I know.
Being a sidekick sucks.
Yes. I'll try to make it better. However, if you could just perhaps do a lap around the building,
Right.
and see if that you can find your way in, and then just have a bit of a look around and just let me know what you see. Can you do that for me?
Sure, no problem, boss.
I love your work. I will hear from you soon, yes?
Right.
Stay out of sight, don't make any noises, and don't set anybody on fire, please.
Oh, yeah, quiet, sorry.
Yes, thank you, Sonus.
I know. Make a perception check for Sonus.
This guy is going to get me into strife.
I have no idea.
Yes. Just have to see what his modifier is. Is perception wisdom?
I believe it is.
It is, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is.
That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'll roll and see what I roll. Well, I rolled an 11.
It is a wisdom. 11? Does she
So
have
that's
a
a
modifier?
+1.
So 12.
It's very high stealth,
Right.
but very low wisdom.
Mm.
Well, not very low, but not very good.
So you hear a voice in your head. Oh, I found a way in, but I went through the chimney.
Okay.
It doesn't smell very nice in here.
What do you mean?
It smells like someone's been cooking in here. It's kind of gross.
As in somebody's cooking meat?
Well, it's been a
Dinner.
while. Like it looks like it hasn't been used in a while. It smells moldy.
The inside of the house looks...
No,
like
the
it hasn't-
chimney. The inside of the chimney is moldy.
Of course. So nobody's lit a fire in there recently, you think?
It doesn't smell like it, but it also
Interesting.
looks like they blocked it off.
Oh. Okay, so does that mean you can't get down into the house?
Yeah. I can just,
Okay.
fireball it.
No. If we could not do that.
What?
Do you think you could...
It would get rid of the mold, though.
It would, you're correct. But it would probably give you away if you fireball it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, correct. Yes, and we don't want that. So
Right.
can you hear anything from within the house? Can you hear if there's anybody in there?
Let me try. I can hear someone moving around in there, but there isn't really any talking going on that I can hear.
Okay, alright. Okay, come back. And I'll snap my fingers and he'll...
Yeah.
Back to me.
Achoo! So dusty in there.
Yes, I'm sorry, Sonus. Here, let me take care of that for you. And I'll press the digitated and it's all nice and clean again.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Wish
yeah,
I could
it
do
is.
that. You gotta teach me that one.
Oh, I'd love to. Can you do magic? Can I teach you magic?
Yeah, sure. You can teach me magic. I don't know anything at all, so you can probably teach me magic.
I'm sure you don't know anything, Sonus. I'm sure you don't.
I don't know anything about casting spells, so I don't know.
No. Yes, I'm sure. Yes. Just like yes, of course. We'll talk about that later, yes. Anyway, no magic. Well, I guess we go and knock on the door and see what happens.
Right. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to be behind you, like ready to throw a fireball?
Yes, but not a fireball. Just stay close, yes? Stay close.
Right. I'll be on your shoulder.
Fantastic. Let's go then.
Right.
So I'll make my way over to the door, back to the building, the tailor shop. I will knock on the door.
Wait. Come in? You can hear a female voice on the other side.
Open the door.
Right. You see
I'll walk in.
an older human lady behind the counter. Looks like she has some fabric folded out on her desk, and she's been cutting it as you enter. And as you come in, door closes behind you, and you notice that there is a guy sitting on a chair next to the door as well, with a loaded crossbow. Sorry, buddy, we're closed for business.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to buy a shirt, but if you're closed for business, I guess I can go somewhere else.
Yeah, I think you should probably go find somewhere else, or you're not gonna need a shirt anymore.
Oh, I see. Wow, okay. Can I get a look at this guy? Does he seem familiar to me? Have I seen him before?
You have not seen this guy before, no. He does look like a bit of a ruffian, which is similar to some of the other individuals that you have helped before under similar circumstances.
Does he have any familiar markings, like a tattoo or an insignia or anything that I may have seen before with Cillian's
No.
goons?
He doesn't have anything specifically on him that gives him a way of belonging to anything. Mostly just like travel clothes. Yeah, pretty much. You see the old lady, she starts cutting some of the fabric, but her hands are shaking.
What am I gonna do? I'm going to... Oh gosh. How do I play this? I'm gonna get shot. I don't want to get shot. Oh, but I'm not gonna walk out. I'm not gonna leave now. Look, friend, please.
I'm not your friend.
Okay, you're not my friend, but I don't want to get shot. Do you think perhaps we could talk about whatever on earth you're doing to this poor lady here, and none of us needs to get hurt, yes?
How about I shoot you right between your stupid little eyes?
Is he pointing the crossbow at me?
He's sitting like on a chair. It's kind of pointing at you.
He's sitting on a chair? He's sitting down.
Sitting down with the crossbow, yeah.
I'm gonna try to knock him off his chair.
Okay.
Gonna do that thing where you sort of reach in and push the gun aside.
Right.
And try and knock him off his chair.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Yep. I'm gonna... okay. This is gonna go so badly. Okay, I'm not Sonus now, thank God. So what do I use as my modifier?
Unarmed attack.
Okay. Alright. Not bad, not bad. That's a 17 plus 2, 19.
Right. So you managed to do what you said you would do. Move in, push it out of the way, and knock him off his feet. So he lands on the ground with a big bump, and as he does, the crossbow fires, and the bolt embeds itself in the ceiling. Like, boom! You're like, what the hell? And he gets up and gets ready to punch the shit out of you. But you also hear footsteps from down below. Seems like there is some kind of entryway to something underneath. But he takes a swing at you. Oh, that's a natural one. So he falls over the chair and he almost knocks himself on his ass again. And he corrects himself.
I am going to... he's on the ground?
He's just gotten up and he almost fell over again because of his mishap.
So he's not on the ground currently?
No, he's kind of standing still.
And he's still armed with his crossbow?
It fired, so he wouldn't be able to use
so
it
it's
until he
unloaded now.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. I don't want to Eldritch Blast the guy yet. I don't want to do that. I mean, I could. But I'm not going to do that. The sound from downstairs, is that coming towards us?
Seems like someone's coming up the stairs or something.
I'm going to draw my sword.
Right.
And... what does the old lady look like she's doing now that I've knocked old mate off his chair?
She's cowering behind the table.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm going to draw my sword, and I'm going to sort of move around so that he is in between me and whoever's coming. So I guess I'm probably maybe at the front door looking in again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pulling him around so he's in between me. So if somebody comes through the door and tries to blast me, they're going to blast him instead. And I'll hold my sword at his throat, or just sort of like right close to him, so I can do a bit of a stabbity stab.
Right.
Yeah.
He puts his hand up like, "What the hell, man? You ain't gonna last very long with this." And then you see behind him, the floor itself opens up, and then 3 other men come out. And when they see you with your sword drawn, they all draw crossbows and swords. And one of them steps forward. Wow! What the fuck is this shit? Do you really think you're gonna be any match for us, young fucker?
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've been sent by a friend.
Which friend is this?
Well, let's say it's a very powerful friend who's asked me to come to help. I've been listening, and I believe the city guard are here. They're here, I believe, looking for some thieves. But a friend has sent me to patch somebody up, I believe.
Right, so you're the doctor.
Maybe. Are you in need of some healing?
I'm not, but my friends are. Put your sword down. And
Put
get
your crossbows down.
fucking bolt out of the ceiling, you damn idiot. They put their weapons down after he gives them the signal.
Okay, so I'll put my sword away.
Well,
Okay.
welcome to the party then. Come on. And they
Can I
start
get your
putting
name?
stuff. My name's Lachlan.
Lachlan. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Lachlan. My name's Matt.
Sure. Nice to meet you, Matt. Now can we get on with the business before this place ends up being a death trap?
Yes, I don't think we have much time. The city guard are combing the streets as we speak, so I don't think we have much time. Do you have a way out, perhaps?
Working on it.
Yes, I would
Come
work quickly if I was you. Let's go.
He leads you downstairs, and in total, you end up encountering 7 individuals. 4 of them are injured, and they are down below. It's a little bit like a storage room full of different fabrics and old weaves and stuff like that. And there's some tables and chairs set up. 4 of these individuals are laying on these tables at the moment. One of them has a grappling hook stuck through his leg. The others seem to have slashes and gashes and like black eyes and such, like they've been in a bit of a fight and they've taken some damage. Some of them look really, really bad. And the other 3 individuals are okay, it seems. At least what you can see.
Okay, look. And are they sitting, standing, laying down on the ground? What's the deal?
They're laying on tables, spread out on there. And you also notice on one of the tables in between them, there is an open sack, and you can see that it's full of jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's covered in blood as well.
Great. That's just perfect. So now I'm an accomplice. Fantastic. I didn't sign up for this. Anyway, who's the worst? So is that grappling hook guy is the worst?
No, he's actually not the worst.
Great.
He's pretty silent, the grappling hook guy. He's a young guy. He's probably 16 years old. He's a halfling. And he just looks pale and in like shock, but not like bleeding out because the grappling hook is still embedded in him. So it's not like he's bleeding out right now. But it looks kind of bad. It's like through his lower thigh and his that region. And he just looks pale as he's holding it. One of them keeps losing consciousness. He's the worst one. You can see that he's holding his stomach and there's a lot of blood coming out, and you actually think you can probably see some of his intestines.
Oh, great.
It's pretty bad. The other two have some stab wounds and some gashes, and one of them has a dislocated hand, but they're not as bad. From what you initially can see, at least, you probably need to give them a bit of a checkup, each of them, to really see what's going on. But from what you can see, the way they're holding themselves, it seems like that.
Okay, so I'll approach the worst one first. All business, no talking. Just go over to the worst one. Hey. You there? What's your name, mate? What's your name? Tell me your name.
I'm Bado.
Okay, so you can hear me, Bardo. Bardo, do you know where you are?
I am downstairs.
Okay, so, Bardo, what happened? Do you know?
I got in a fight with the town's guard and they fought back.
Yes, of course, I can see that. Is it a sword wound, Bardo? Is it a knife? Was it a crossbow? What was it?
That's a sword.
Okay, so there's nothing stuck inside of you?
Only my inners on the way out.
Yes, well, I don't think they're going to be on the way in for much longer. Okay, so can I get an idea of how badly hurt he is? Like,
Can make a medicine check.
Yeah. So that's a 15 plus 18.
Right. He's pretty bad. You're gonna need to do some miracle work to
I'm
get
gonna need to
him.
cast on this guy.
Potentially, or at least have to go through some really well done stitching.
Yeah. I think I'll cast on him first.
Right.
Just to stop him from passing.
Right. What do you cast on him?
To start with. Just not too much. I just don't want him to die while I'm trying to fix him.
Nope.
Okay, let's see. So you said there were 4 guys. He's well and truly the worst, though.
Yes.
But once I pull the hook out of the other guy, he might be screwed as well.
So he's a young boy, so...
Great. Okay. Okay, I will use... Yeah, I'm going to use my healing light.
Right.
Yep, so I'm going to...
So how much of that can you cast today?
I've got 4d6.
46, yep.
Okay, so what was his name? Bardo?
Bardo.
Okay, Bardo. I'm gonna try and get you through this, mate. This shouldn't hurt. We'll have you fixed up in no time, mate, okay?
It hurts.
So I'm going to scoop up his guts and push them back into his body and push my hands over the wound to try and hold it together.
He
Um,
screams like he is literally dying. So
Can somebody shut him up, please? Here, and I throw a rag at one of the guys and just stuff it in his mouth. God, you're going to bring the town's guard on all of us.
Lachlan grabs it and he pulls it down almost so hard that you're worried that he's gonna get strangled to death.
Okay, that's good. And I'm going to... Would I know how much HP a normal dude like this would have?
Not really. I mean,
Not
you can
really.
you can
It's going to be less than me,
estimate.
though, right?
It's hard to say. He looks like he's seen some fights in his life before this, so it's hard to really tell. Like, you can just see how well damaged he is, and it seems
He's very
like it's
damaged.
pretty bad. Like,
Okay, I'm just going to use one, because really what I want to do is to just stop him from dying. So
right.
I'm just going to use one, and let's pray that it is a good one. Oh no, I'm going to use this one, the special. Yeah, not bad, not bad. So that's 4.
Right.
4. Does the hole in his guts heal over?
It does heal a bit, but not completely. Still has an open gash across that's bleeding. This is a you know, I've seen these type of wounds before, and this is quite bad still.
Okay, I'll do it again. Fuck. That's a 1. That's a 1.
Okay.
That's a 1.
Closes very gently. He seems to take a bit of the pain off his face, but it's still bad.
Is he still bleeding?
He's still bleeding.
Okay, I'm gonna have to stitch him up. Okay, somebody. God, this is a tailor shop. Somebody get me a needle, a large needle, one with a curve. I need a needle that's shaped like a curve, and I need some strong thread. None of this cotton crap. I need strong thread and a curve. Quick, hurry up.
Some of them starts rummaging through some of the different things, and they end up finding a needle that they can bend into what you're after. And you have some string as well. So you have a bit of stuff to sew it together. And you'll have to use some of your medicine bag to kind of clean the wound and all that kind of stuff to kind of disinfect it a little bit.
Can I use Sacred Flame to sterilize the needle?
Yeah, I'd say you can.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll do that. I will hold it up.
Right.
Shield your eyes, and I'll just... and it'll be blazing white. Who's got booze? Who's got booze? Somebody here has got liquor. One of you. Come on.
And they all hand you a bottle of liquor of some sort.
Okay, so I'm going to liberally pour it over Bardo's guts. Wash my hands in it.
Right.
And get set to stitching.
Right.
Stitch him up.
Right as you're about to put the first stitch through, you can hear that the big guy upstairs is like, shh! Nobody move! And you can kind of hear outside there's the sound of like patrolling unit, town guard walking by. You can hear that they're investigating and they're talking to different people and such. But they pass on, they do not enter the store. And after a little bit, he gives a sign. Okay, they're gone now.
Okay, Bardo, this is going to hurt. Probably not as much as it hurt the first time, but here we go. And I'm just going to start stitching him up. Keep him quiet.
So, he still holds it down. It seems like that he has passed out in the meanwhile.
Okay. So he's not going to make any noise anymore. That's good. So I'll continue to stitch him up, and I will take some supplies out of my medicine kit. I bought extra bandages because I'm Tam, and
He's gonna need a few.
I imagine so. So I'll just create a wadding to cover the wound. I've got my herbalism kit and stuff, so I'm going to put some stuff that'll hopefully try and stop infection, and I'll pat it over the wound, and then I'm going to like wrap his whole torso, like all sort of from here down, just quite tightly with bandages, and tie them off. And can I get a check? Is he going to make it?
You can make a medicine check.
Fuck. Not that good. Yeah, 13.
You think so? It's hard to tell. He's in that gray zone where from now on it's pretty much up to him, if you can say it like that.
Okay, I've done what I can with Bardo. Look, it's bad, but I think I've got his guts in, and they're not going to fall out anymore. He's unconscious now, so just keep an eye on him. He's not going to be able to walk. How on earth are you going to get him out?
That's my problem. You just focus on your job.
Okay. All right. So I look at the guy with the dislocated hand, and there's a guy with some gashes, and then there's grappling hook kid.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go to him next.
The grappling hook kid?
Yep.
Right.
How... Okay, hey, looks like you got something stuck in your leg.
Yeah.
How you going, buddy? Are you feeling sick or dizzy or anything like that?
I'm feeling quite dizzy, actually.
Okay, is it bleeding?
It doesn't seem to be bleeding. It's a closed wound because the whole thing has not been removed from his body yet.
Does the grappling hook have a barb on it?
It has like a hook.
Come up and then come back.
It goes.
So if I pull
up.
it back through,
you could pull it at an angle to get it back up.
Is it like a? Does it have like a barb? Like that?
I can't really see it. Yes.
So if I pull it back this way,
you can pull it out if you do it at an angle there. Yeah.
Can I pull it out without this catching on the flesh? Like, have you ever had a fishing hook stuck in your hand before?
Yeah, you can if you just get it at a little bit of an angle to get it out. You can do it because it's not like a fishing hook, because a fishing hook is a small sharp object, where this is a blunt object at some parts of that. So.
Yeah. Okay.
He looks quite pale, and he's like, I tried to be quiet, but they told me I was too loud, so Lachlan hit me with a grappling hook.
Lachlan did this.
Am I gonna be okay?
Of course you are, mate. Of course you are. Don't worry. What's your name, mate? What's your name?
It's Arthur.
Arthur. Everything's gonna be fine.
Okay. He starts just crying.
Arthur, look, hold yourself together, Arthur. This is going to hurt. I'm going to have to take the hook out of you. There's no choice. I have to take it out.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Lachlan, come over here.
And as he walks over there, you hear a rattle sound from the guy who just had gashes, and he's just spewing out blood now.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Okay. Arthur, you're gonna have to wait, mate. I've got to go and have a look at our friend over here.
Okay.
You're gonna be okay. You're going to be okay.
All right.
I'm gonna get this thing out of your leg. I'm gonna have you stitched up. It's going to be fine. I'll be back.
Okay.
And I'll go over to Gash Guy, who's now spewing blood. Excellent.
So I can make another medicine check to see what the fuck's going on with him.
That's alright. That's 15.
So he does have gashes here and there that are bleeding a little bit, but what you could not see is that his 3 ribs have been bent inwards, and he's currently drowning in his own blood. Welcome to Tam's Anatomy.
That's great. So, does it look like perhaps one of the ribs has punctured his lung?
One or more, at least. As far as you can see with that roll, it looks like at least one of them have entered his lung, and he's currently drowning in his own blood.
Awesome. So, there are 2 ways to approach this that Adam knows. Tam would know better, because Tam's actually a trained medic, and Adam's just Adam, a teacher. I'm pretty sure that there is a way to first get his lung working again, and then you have to try and deal with the broken rib part.
So from Tam's perspective, you need to drain the blood out of the lung, enough for the lung to function at an alright capacity, and then you need to fix the wound.
Yep. Okay.
So it stops.
Okay, so I'm going to have to heal his broken rib to stop the bleeding. So I'm going to have to stop the lung from filling up with blood. I'm going to have to stop whatever's causing that injury in the first place.
Right.
Pardon me. So I'm going to have to cast again.
Right.
Did not roll another bloody 1, I tell ya. Alright. Let's see. So I've used 2. I've got 2 left. Come on, baby. That's alright. That's a 5.
Right. It seems like the ribs kind of move a little bit back to where they were before. One of them is still stuck, but the other 2 seems to bend back into their ordinary position and straighten out. The last one is still broken off and still lodged in his chest.
So he's still bleeding.
Yes. And I need you to roll a death saving throw for him.
Fuck.
What did you roll?
A 2.
Okay, so that's 1 failure.
Oh, good, good. Okay, I'm gonna have to cast again.
Right.
Come on. Aethia, if you can hear me, please, please, I need to save this man. Whatever he's done, please. Okay, that's a 4. That'll get his 3rd rib.
His rib seems to bend back into position, but he's still coughing up blood. And I need you to roll another death save for me.
Fuck. So, if I could stop the bleeding, then the blood will eventually absorb into his lung. That's a 15.
Right, so that one goes the right way. So now it's 1 versus 1.
Okay.
But he is still bleeding at this point.
He's bleeding outwards, but not inwards.
The puncture hole in his lungs seems to not have been fixed yet. It seems like his rib has been bent out of the area it was and back into place, so his rib cage looks fine, but he's currently bleeding on the inside.
He's still got internal bleeding.
Yes. It doesn't seem to be a lot, but you can see his body is
I can tell.
moving.
Yeah. Great. This is me. If I don't get... This is me. Alright.
I'm not sure what that means.
That's a 3.
Is that a death save or what was that?
No, that's my... I'm doing another healing light
Okay.
to try and stop the bleeding finally.
Okay.
Um,
It seems like that stopped it. It seems
Okay.
like he's stabilizing. No more need for
Okay.
death saves now. He is unconscious, but he seems to be doing better.
Thank God, because that's me tapped of healing light. That's it. I got none more. So, I've still got 2 spell slots. Okay. Alright. Okay, Lachlan, this guy here, he had internal bleeding. He's in a really bad shape, but he's gonna make it. Much like this other guy, he's not gonna walk. He's going to need to stay laying down for gosh, the foreseeable future. At least another a day at least.
Another day.
At least.
He looks at the guy who's with him, who is also not injured. He's just kind of looking at you. Right.
Okay, we're gonna have to take that hook out of Arthur. God knows how it got there. You're gonna need to keep him quiet. You're gonna need to hold him down. We're gonna need to pull
Right.
it out. I say, and I look around. Who's the biggest guy?
The guy upstairs is the biggest guy, but
Is there a bigger guy? Is there a large?
Lachlan
largish
is
guy?
closest.
Okay, well, you got us into this mess. Lachlan, come over here. I'm going to need you to help me get this hook out of Arthur. You, standing over there. Come over here, make yourself useful. And I need you to keep him quiet, yes?
Right.
Here, put this in his mouth. And I hand him some rags. And I'm going to get Lachlan to hold his leg. Stationary.
Yep.
I'm going to take a big bunch of wadding.
Do you notice that at this point, you almost gone through all of your supplies? These guys have been fucked up. You think you have enough to fix this issue, but you're not sure if you have enough for the next one. But luckily, he only has a broken hand, so that should
I'm
be
in
okay.
I'm in a tailor shop, so I can improvise. I'm going to grab the wadding, so when I pull the hook out, it's probably going to start bleeding. So I'm just going to jam the wadding in there.
Right.
And
As soon as you pull it out, he passes out immediately. The pain is just too much, and you just...
too much. That's okay.
So you try to clog the wound
Yeah.
with the wadding, and then what do you do to try to fix it?
Is it, before I put the wadding in there, was it squirting?
Yes.
So it's arterial flow.
It's pretty bad, yes.
It's arterial flow. Well, he's going to bleed out. Fuck.
So step 1 now is that you have pulled it out, and you have put the wad in.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to roll a death saving throw for this kid.
It's a 2. It's a 2.
Right. What is your next approach?
So if it's squirting, I'm going to have to pull out the big guns. I'm going to have to go cast Healing Word.
Right.
So I cast Healing Word at 2nd level.
Right.
So I put my hands down over the wadding. And I'm going to close my eyes, and you see my hands start to glow a little bit over the wound. And I'm going to sort of murmur a prayer to Aethia under my breath.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 and 2, 9.
Right. You heal pretty well, you think? You think that was pretty good? And you move some of the wadding, but it's still bleeding. And I need you to make another death saving throw.
It's a 9.
Right. Still bleeding, but it's your next approach.
Fuck you, Tom. Alright.
Sorry.
The bleeding is much less than it was before, right?
Yes, but it's still seeping. It's not like material spray, it's more like a seeping of blood now.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to... Oh, hang on. I wonder if I can cauterize it. I don't really have anything that I could put in there that would catch on fire. Hang on.
Well, you do have alcohol. If you were to cauterize a wound like this, I would say that you would stop potentially a bleeding, but it may not be enough for him to start feeling better. So there's a plus and a minus with the different options of what you can do at the moment.
I need to stop him from bleeding. I need to stop the bleeding, but no, because if I try to cauterize it, I could well do more damage doing that. Because if it's just doing a seep now,
You would do a medical check if you were.
It might be able to clot by itself now. If I put the pressure on it and bind it up, it might be able to clot itself. So
Right.
I'm going to see. 17 plus 3 is a dirty 20.
And what was that for?
So I need to see whether if I bind this tightly, keep pressure on it with the gauze in there, whether it's going to hopefully clot up and stop bleeding by itself.
Right. It will not. It is
Of
still
course it won't.
it's still an arterial damage, but it's not a severed artery. It's more like a hole in the artery at this point.
Okay.
So it's seeping quite rapidly, but not like it was before. And I need you to make another death saving throw.
Oh, Tom! Tom! Oh, Tom!
Who said D&D isn't fun?
Oh, man. Don't make me kill the kid.
You're not killing him.
I know
am.
his name. His name's
Arthur.
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 Fuck. It's
Nope.
9.
You sense he stops breathing. And you know that you have very little time to fix whatever is going on now. Before it might be too late.
Okay. Alright. I cast Healing Word. Cure Wounds, sorry. Cure Wounds.
Right.
Cure Wounds.
You know
Level.
that if you do that right now, it is not going to work until you bring him to life. So right now he is technically dead. So you need to do CPR first to bring him back before the spell will work.
God, okay.
And I would say that could be a medical check.
$17.
You start performing CPR and you get his eyes open. And you know now that you don't have a lot of time before he goes back to what he just did. But you have an opening to cast a spell.
That's a 4 plus 1, 5.
Cast a spell, and you can see his eyes are darting around like he doesn't know what's going on. But then it's like his heart rhythm slows down a bit. And he falls asleep. But breathing. Seems like you've stopped and stabilized him.
And completely tapped. Okay. Alright. It is what it is. Let's move on to the guy with the dislocated hand.
As you turn around, you see the guy with the broken hand is now holding a crossbow towards everyone. Who the hell are you? How did I get here? What are you doing with these guys? And you notice a little bump on his head.
Oh, fuck, Tom. Are
That
you serious?
seemed to maybe have inflicted some sort of
He's got a head injury.
head injury.
Great.
And he's pointing back and forth between everyone, trying to get everyone to fuck off. As he is unaware of why he suddenly has a broken hand, or in a room with people who look like they have just been in war.
I've got to try and reason with him. I've got to try and calm him down. I've got to try that first before I can get close to him.
Right.
Hey, look, mate.
Get away from me! Everyone, get away from me!
I'm not coming any closer. I'm not coming any closer. I promise. You've been in a terrible fight. You've obviously taken a knock. As you can see, you've got a broken or dislocated hand. I've just healed 2 of your friends. I've saved them. Please, put the crossbow down. Let me help you, please.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm going to another D20, Tom.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 6 plus 5 is 11.
He does not seem to believe you. And in the confusion, his crossbow fires. I need you to roll a d6 for me. And if you roll a 6, it is a reroll. If you roll a 5, it hits you. If it rolls a 4, it hits Arthur. If you roll a 3, it hits the guy who you passed out, who you saved before.
Gash guy, yeah.
If it rolls a 2, you... Who was the other one who was injured?
So there's Arthur,
1, 2,
Bardo,
3.
Hand, and Gash guy. So Hand,
Yeah. So there's the 2 other guys in the room. So
and
Lachlan.
there's 2 other guys in the room, yeah.
Okay.
It's a 1.
1. So that is Lachlan.
Great, the boss. Okay.
So the crossbow hits him in the throat. And he starts bleeding very heavily. And at the same time he throws his dagger at the other guy. And he slits his throat too. And they're both now bleeding from the neck.
What the fuck? Okay, so the guy, at least I guess now he's dropped the crossbow, right?
Mm.
So he doesn't have the gun anymore, the crossbow.
No, you still have to reload it if that was the case.
He's-
And he has a broken
yeah.
hand, so
And he's
It's
bleeding
like-
out. Okay. Yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna leave him because even if I stop his neck wound, then I've got to fix his fucking head wound as well. So I'm going to go to Lachlan, who's obviously the boss.
right.
Am I going to be able to stop this? Has he hit the jugular? Like, what's the deal?
It looks bad. The arrow is still embedded and he's still bleeding as well. I need you to roll a death saving throw for the head injury guy.
That's a natty 1.
Okay, so that's 2 failures.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look too hot. For now, you don't know.
Yep.
Lachlan seems pretty bad too. He seems to not enjoy the feeling of having a crossbow bolt sticking out of his throat.
Oh, I can only imagine. And it's still embedded in his throat, right?
Yes, but it still made a puncture wound below, so he's also bleeding.
Cool. I got nothing. So I guess I'm going to lay Lachlan down on the ground. And I'm going to try to put pressure on the wound. And I'm going to tell one of the goons to come over and here, put pressure on the wound. Here, hold it down, push down hard.
Yep, and he does. He does as you instruct. I need another death save from the guy in the corner.
Is this head wound guy?
Mm-hmm.
Broken hand guy?
Yep. Nope. Okay.
It's a 3.
Alright, well, he's probably fine for now. Who knows? Right.
Okay. Okay, sure. That's 1 dead. Good work, healer man.
Didn't make it easy.
No, you didn't. Okay, so do I know whether I can leave this in here? Because I'm pretty sure if I pull it out, like Adam thinks if he pulls it out now, that's it. Do I know that if I leave this in here, will he make it?
You feel that if you bandage the wound, you could stop the bleeding around it, and he could be okay for now. He's not dying right now, but if you took it out, you would worsen the situation quite heavily.
Yeah, well, Tam needs a rest. Tam needs a short rest before he can do anything else anyway. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to bandage it up. I'm going to look around the room. Is there some fairly thick cloth somewhere?
It's mostly like clothing stuff. It's not that thick. It's thin, kind of weaves and such.
I'm going to take out my dagger and I'm going to start like cutting it into like strips like this. I'm just going to hack through it and make a bandage basically.
Right.
So I'm going to just cut up maybe 2 or 3 bits,
Right.
this big. Stuff what's left of mine in there and wrap it around his neck and try to get it. I don't know, he's got a fucking arrow sticking out of his throat. I'm just going to try to...
You can still make a tourniquet around it.
Yeah, and I try and push it tight against his neck so he can still breathe, but hopefully can hold it there for a while, and at least until I can catch my breath.
Nope. You hear a loud bang as the door is breached up the stairs, and you hear a scuffle and the sound of 2 crossbows firing and someone dropping to the floor. This is the King's Guard. You're all under arrest. Come out with your hands up or die down there.
What do the others look like they're doing?
Well, some of them are unconscious or dead.
One of them's dead.
Lachlan is like looking back and forth. He can't really speak. He's worried that if he moves his vocal cord, he will damage himself. So he's Lachlan. He's grabbing his dagger.
Is there another exit? What the fuck?
So currently there's only Lachlan and the other guy awake. The other guy, he drops his weapon and Lachlan grabs his. And they just look like they're not sure what to do, any of them. And you hear footsteps very slowly coming down the stairs. It's Logan.
Of course it is.
And he has his sword and his shield. And he looks at the situation and says, "If you drop your weapons now, I won't have to cut off your head. This is your final warning before you die."
Alright, well I'm going at that I will drop my dagger and I'll take a step back and put my hands up in the air.
Right. Lachlan looks at you And I need you to make a persuasion check. Unintentionally.
17, 22.
He drops his weapon, takes a step back as well. As Logan comes down, his entire group of Townsguard comes down too. And as soon as he sees the situation have been averted, he walks off, and the Townsguard arrest everyone, including you. You're one by one led out of the room, and as you get up to the top floor, you see that the old lady is laying on the ground with a crossbow bolt sticking out of her head, and the big guy is laying down on the ground with 2 crossbow bolts in his face.
Minerva's dead too.
Yeah.
Oh, Logan. Oh.
But they take you all with them as much as possible. The injured are obviously a little slower, but you and the other guy who was not injured and Lachlan, who are injured, are all brought to the Townsguard garrison, where each of you are put in a cell alone.
Okay.
And that's where you'll be sitting for a few hours by yourself, thinking about what happened.
So I lost one guy. That was kind of his fault.
Pretty much.
That was kind of his fault. He shot Logan. Like, I didn't make him shoot Logan. And I probably would have saved him if he hadn't have shot Logan.
Probably. And
But I saved Arthur, right?
Yes. As far as I believe,
Arthur.
you saved Arthur.
Okay.
And the other guy.
And Gash guy. The guy who was spewing blood.
And as you're sitting there, you realize that it's quite late in the evening, actually, as you were pulled out of there. You've been working all night on this. And as you're sitting there, you see these 2 little yellow eyes in the corner of the cell as Sonas kind of comes up. Hey, sorry, what happened? I had to duck out for a second. Why are we in jail?
Yes. Indeed. Why?
Oh boy. I'm sorry. I just really had to do something. Fuck.
It's okay, Sonus. I did my best. I don't think you could have done anything anyway.
Right.
So anyway, we saved some people. Somebody died. We were captured by the Townsguard. Here we are.
So it was a win?
Not really. I mean,
Oh boy.
yes, I guess. I mean, to be honest, less people died than would have if I hadn't come. So I guess it's a win. I guess.
Oh,
I don't
right.
know, Sonus. I don't know.
Sorry. I shouldn't have left. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's my fault. I just wish I was stronger.
Oh. And he kind of floats over and sits next to you on the bench. Wow. It's really tough. I heard you guys talking about family and loyalties, and this is super hard, man. This is super hard. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be okay. I've seen worse, but I feel every time I lose one, Sonus. Every time. I can see his face.
How many did you lose?
Just one this time.
Okay.
But I've lost men before.
Well, I mean, technically I work for you, right? So if I save someone, it counts towards your account, right?
I suppose.
So you're +2.
Did you save someone as well, Sonus?
Yeah, I just saved 3 people.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Yes, is that okay? Does that make you feel better?
Well, yes, of course. Three lives.
Yeah,
still
yeah.
being lived.
Yeah, they're still alive. They're just having a bit of a sleep now, I think.
So what happened?
So it's a bit of a long story, okay? But bear with me. So I had a feeling that something bad was going to happen to Celeste, so I kind of followed them.
Okay.
But I was right. I was right. They were in trouble, and I saved them.
Well,
You should have seen it. It was so cool. I cast all these spells, and I mean, I imagined myself casting all these spells and all, and then I helped them. I helped them in my mind. I helped them, saved them. I mean, oh boy, this is so hard. I'm not really good at lying, you know. It really hurts me. I get this weird feeling in my tummy.
Sonus, is Celeste okay? Is
Yeah.
John okay?
Yeah, they're all good.
Okay, they're all okay.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Are they in any danger?
Not anymore. No, I mean, not when I left at least. I had to go because obviously I realized that you were in trouble.
Where are they?
They're still in Broken Bridge.
Okay, and what did you save them from?
There was this weird dude sacrificing people, and then there was this huge snake dreaming dragon man.
What?
Yeah, it was weird.
Sonus.
Yeah.
So they're okay now.
Yeah, they're okay now. I healed them, and I mean, someone healed them, and they're all okay now.
Okay, Sonus.
Right.
Sonus. The time for lies is over.
Right.
You've been telling me half-truths. You're obviously not what I was told you were. You clearly know Celeste, and you clearly have magic. Sonus, what the hell is going on?
Alright, I don't like lying to you, Tam. I think you're a guy, okay? It's a bit complicated, okay? So I technically don't know Celeste. I know of Celeste. So a long time ago she was in the Feywild, right? So her mom and dad and her sister was really worried about her. And because she wasn't doing great in school and stuff, but she went to visit this material plane, right? And then she kind of was trying to find her own luck and such, and which was really cool. A lot of people do that from the Feywild and such, but she got stuck here, and she couldn't get home, and her parents and her sister was really worried about her. Time moves a little differently here than it does in the Feywild. So she's been here for 80 years, your world time, right? But it's almost been 200 there.
What?
Yeah, it moves a little differently on the other side. So they've been
200 years.
Yeah, you know, a lot of things can happen in 200 years. Like some people die, some people get married, and some people have kids. You know, so there's a lot of changes that can happen in that amount of time. So I don't know. I feel a little sick. So her dad found this ritual, right? It's super old, fucking weird ritual that could. So the problem is that the Feywild was shut off. No one can go back and forth except for familiars, right?
Okay.
So he had this weird ritual where he could temporarily put himself in a familiar's body, and then he could go to the other side. He was going to do that so he could go and check on Celeste, but I was worried that it was going to be dangerous. So I broke in and I stole the ritual and I did it instead. Problem is, it didn't really work as well as intended. You see, there was two parts of this. I'll try to tell you the other part later, but the first part is that I'm kind of stuck like this now. And I'm not a familiar. And I don't know what happens if I die.
Sonus, who are you? What relation are you to Celeste's family?
So my name is Alexander.
Okay.
I'm Celeste's brother. But she's never met me because, like I said, 200 years. It's a long time.
So her father and mother have had more children since she's been gone?
Just me, but
You're her brother?
yeah. She's my big sister, and I always heard these stories about how she was the rebel and the one who was doing things the way she wanted to instead of just following the system. And I always admire her, and I saw my mom and dad always being sad talking about Celeste not being there. Now I'm kind of stuck here too. I don't know. I'm not really a familiar. I can still cast my spells. I don't know what happened. I just kind of got summoned at the same time as that weird lady was summoning your familiar, and I just dispelled it and went along with it.
Hang on, so... Oh my goodness.
Sorry. I didn't mean to cause all this shit.
Oh, Sonus, oh my goodness. So, let me get this straight. You stole the ritual from your father,
Check.
and you cast the ritual,
Check.
and you became this.
Check.
Does anybody know that you're here?
No.
Oh,
And
Alexander.
you can't tell her because
Are you kidding me?
she's gonna find it really weird that her younger
Alexander.
brother that she never met's gonna show up in a familiar body. Like, what am I gonna
Alexander,
do? She doesn't even like her family, apparently. I didn't know that. I shouldn't have come if she didn't like
But
us.
you can't possibly ask me to lie about this to Celeste. Are you kidding me? She'll be so happy to see you.
She doesn't even know who I am. She doesn't even like her family, apparently.
Oh my goodness, Alexander. So,
Just,
ugh.
can I tell her eventually myself?
You expect me to
time-
not...
I don't
Oh
tell.
my-
I'm not asking you to lie. I'm just saying don't.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm just
Mission
saying
is
don't-
lying, Alexander.
No, just don't. If you don't bring it up, she's not gonna ask you. You're not gonna lie if she's not gonna
I'm
ask.
not comfortable with this. I'm not. Look,
I'm in a familiar's body. I don't even know what this means.
I won't tell her
Right. Thank
straight
you.
away, but
Thanks.
you need to tell her soon, Alexander.
I will find an opportune moment and I will say, "Hey, big sis, nice to meet you. I'm your brother. Also, I'm stuck
You
in this
must.
fucking body."
You must tell her soon, or I will do it for you.
All right. I think that's fair. I feel so much better now. Oh, this lying isn't really for me. Whew.
No,
Ah,
and
I think I need a
Alexander,
vacation. Whew. Oh boy.
It doesn't get any easier. You're just going to keep digging yourself a larger and larger hole.
Yeah, I realized that when I just kind of showed up and dispelled whatever familiar that was. You know you were gonna get a cat? Like, that's the most generic shit I've ever heard in my life. A Fey wild cat. Come on. Look at me. It's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yes. Look, Sonus, Alexander, you're very cool. I'm very glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad someone is.
Ay. Oh, this is too much. This is too much.
It's a complicated situation. I'm sorry to put you in, but
It really is.
I think you're the right person for the job, though. You're pretty good. Like, I think you have a good influence on me.
Alexander, how old are you?
I'm 100.
How old would you be in human years, do you think?
I mean, I'm still kind of a child, you know.
Like a teenager?
Probably around like 14.
I'm stuck in a cell with a 14-year-old. Oh my god.
Do you know-
Athea, save me. Does Athea know?
I have no idea who the fuck she is, and she don't know who I am. Apparently I wasn't on the list. But she was
No.
too confused to realize that he spelled her fucking spell.
Oh, Sonus. I mean, Alexander. Oh my goodness.
Just keep calling me Sonos for now. It's less weird when we get to the later part.
What am I... Okay. I just look. This is a lot. This is a lot.
Sorry.
This is a lot.
But you do look great. I love your hair.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
I tried. I like the color. Does it go with my eyes?
Yes, it's actually like both of them really.
Okay. So, okay. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Can you help?
Um.
Can you go? Can you go have a look around at least?
Let me see what I can do. Okay.
Just go and have a look and see if you can find something.
I will fix this. I'm sorry. I will fix this.
Sometimes I'm tired. I need to rest.
Disappears.
Tam's just gonna like put his head down like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what the actual fuck?
And about 10 minutes later.
Fucking hell, Tom. You're a madman. You are a madman.
About 10 minutes later, Logan approaches your cell. And he says, well, well. You look a little different, my friend. And you see Sonas appear on his shoulder. See, I fixed it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you talked to him the other day, right? And Logan looks a little weird. I don't know where this guy came from, but I think we need to have a chat.
Oh my god. This guy is loose cannon. Oh my god, he's just done. That's just, oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Now oh man.
And he opens the cell. And he comes in and he sits next to you. So, buddy, as this little guy called you, what's going on? Why were you there?
I'll drop my disguised self.
Oh, that's better. He gives you a big hug. What were you doing down there with those people?
Sergeant, I'm in a lot of trouble.
I would say so. You're in a jail cell right now.
This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I owe somebody very powerful a very great debt.
Oh.
And I was called to try to fix these men. I had no idea what I was coming to. I was just sent, and the death, the carnage, the blood. It never gets any easier.
That was pretty bad down there.
I tried, Sergeant, I tried. But this person who I owe this debt is very powerful. If they find out who I am, and if they know that you know, they will kill us both.
Right. Can you give me a
They'll
hint?
kill me. I can't. Logan, I can't. It will be the death. They will kill me. This isn't a joke. This person showed up in the most impossible situation and saved my life in a place where nobody without significant power could have got. This man has voices and spies everywhere.
Well, I understand being in debt and put me in a bit of a spot here.
I understand.
So your official story is that you were held at Crossbow Point and forced to heal these people? Is that correct?
Yes.
Right, so you're a victim.
Captain. You can't.
Just go. Just go.
Thank you, sir. I will explain. I will.
Just go. And you can see the disappointment on his face.
Yeah. Tam will pick himself up. He's probably still... How long was he in the cell for before bloody Sonos came and dropped his bomb?
He wasn't in the cell for long before Sonos showed up.
So he's probably still pretty tired.
He's pretty tired, yeah. It's also pretty much... At this point, because of the scenarios of what have happened somewhere else in this world, equivalent to what happened with Sonos here, I'd say that it's probably around 2 at night now.
So he's exhausted.
Pretty much, yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, he will reassume his form from before. The black hair and the brown eyes.
Yep.
I don't think he wouldn't have cleaned himself. He'd still be covered in blood.
But you can't kind of see that unless you just deliberately want to look like you have blood on you. Because it is a disguise spell. So technically nothing that you have on your body would appear.
Can I do that?
You can.
Okay, well, I'll make myself look like I did before when I came in, covered in blood. And I guess I will walk out.
Right.
I guess. Is he coming with me?
No, you stay there. Sitting in your cell.
Man. Oh man. He was gonna. Oh, we were gonna go and. Oh, fucking Sonos. All right. So okay. All right. I will make my way out of the garrison then. Oh, is Lachlan still alive?
He was alive last time you saw him. They just put him in a different cell than you.
Okay.
And so is the third guy.
Can I see the other guys on my way out? Can I see them in their cells?
No, they're not in the same spot as you, and there's brick walls between you.
Okay.
So.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to assume that they're okay. Yeah, I'll make my way out of the garrison. And do I see any other guards or anything on my way out?
There's a lot of guards there because they literally work in the garrison, but they don't stop you. They seem to acknowledge that you're walking away like you were supposed to.
Okay, alright, well, I'll make my way out of the garrison.
Right. As you do, one of them bumps into you, and he grabs your clothing, and he says, "Give this to our friend as soon as you can." And he drops something in your medical bag, and he walks off.
Oh, it's from the big sack of jewels that were on the floor. And he's given it to me, and I've just gone, man, now I'm fucking couriering stolen goods as well? Oh, I hate this guy. Oh my god, I hate this guy. Can I just go and... No, Tam can't just go and kill him. Okay, alright. Okay, so... I make my way out of the garrison, it's night, it's dark.
Right.
I'm going to go to... Can I find an alley, like somewhere secluded where nobody can see me? I want to get out of sight somewhere.
Yeah, it seems possible.
I'm going to drop this form, change into a completely different form.
Yep.
So this time it'll be like strawberry blonde hair, freckles, kind of a like a young, maybe like a merchant or a trader or something like that. Not too finer clothing, but maybe it looks kind of like it was once, but it's a bit worn now. You know, like he probably doesn't have much money anymore, so I don't get bloody approached by a cut purse or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm leaving the city,
Right.
like straight away.
Are you leaving on foot, or are you trying to get a horse, or?
No, on foot. I just want to get the hell out.
Right.
I just want to get as far away from this place as I can.
So you can walk through the night if you want to, and you would get probably back to where you had camped before.
Mm-hmm.
You will take a point of exhaustion if you do so, but then you're at least halfway towards Broken Bridge.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Right.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to walk through the night, get to where I had camp. Yeah, and then try and get some rest from there.
Right. So you have your kind of camp utensils, and you're used to from the army to make
The
it
mess kit
makeshift
stuff.
fun and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Mm.
you make a little fire, and you sit up near a tree and start falling asleep.
I'm going to tell Sonus. Sonus.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Just before I pass out, what you did in the jail
Yes.
did not make things better.
But you got you out of there.
Yes, but Sonus, there were other ways of doing this that didn't tell Logan who I was. He didn't know who I was. Now he does. Now he knows all of these things that I didn't want him to know. Sonus, please.
Sorry, I was just trying to make it better.
Sonus, you need to listen to me and do what I tell you to do. Don't go off, do things for yourself that are going to get me in trouble. Please.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're here, you're a familiar. You are my familiar while you're here.
Right.
You must act as though you are a familiar. You don't know what could have happened. What if Logan had gone off and killed me? You don't know.
But then he would have killed you, at least, instead of some random person, not knowing it was you.
But Sonus, I had a plan to
What?
get out.
I'm sorry.
I told you to go and have a look. I didn't tell you to go and find my friend and tell him all of the things. If I wanted him to know who I was, I would have shown him before.
Right.
Sonus, please. Please. Your rashness, your impulsiveness is going to get us killed.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm not used to being in here. Like, this is new for me too.
I understand. And look, it was an honest mistake. You were trying to do the right thing, and I genuinely appreciate you trying to do the right thing. But please, you must trust me. Please.
I
If
do
you're going
trust
to do
you.
something, talk to me first. You know that you can talk to me up here.
I know. I
Yeah.
was just trying to impress you.
You don't need to, Sonus. You don't need to. Just be reliable, and that will impress me.
Right. Reliable. Okay.
So, now is your chance to show me I need to sleep. You need to watch. Can I trust you to watch while I sleep?
Yes,
Please, Sonus.
I will watch.
And look, thank you for everything you've done today, saving my friends, your sister. And look, you're right, you did get us out of jail.
So you're a little bit proud
Thank
of me?
you. Of course.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
I have to sleep, Sonus. Please.
You sleep and I'll keep guard. No, keep good guard with my eyes awake.
Yes,
Everywhere.
good. Awake. That's good.
You see his form changing a little bit into what looks to be a little dog, like a watchdog. And his leg goes up and he's just looking. And that's where we'll leave tonight's episode. I think they call it an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, every time, Tom. Far out. Every time, brother.
Yeah, and the best part is they don't know shit about this any of the other
They don't
players.
even know.
They don't know.
Man.
Alright. I think that's where we'll leave today's episode. Everyone watching, I hope that you enjoyed that. I certainly had a fun time.
I had an amazing time. That was so cool. That was so
Cool.
good.
I
That
love
was
the
so
little
fun.
twists.
Thanks, Tom.
Nice.
That was so good.
Good. We'll catch you on Monday for a normal episode with full cast, hopefully. And Alexander/Sonas and Tam/Enrique is back.